Hey everyone, it's treatment day 9. It's been kind of crazy since treatment day 7. I have to fill you in on. So treatment day 7, I woke up after 12 and a half hours sleep, which is great. And it was really hard to get out of bed. I was really tired, had no energy. I was like, oh, this is probably what IVF is. And then I was like, I'm gonna take the whole day off. And then I ended up doing work till 10:30. But then I was like, I'm gonna take a bath and I'm gonna watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which is like one of my guilty pleasures. And I did. And then I went to bed and I was reading on my side in bed with my husband. And then I had a really sharp pain in my stomach at about 12:30 a.m. And it was really bad. I have a really high pain tolerance. And like I stood up to see if the pain would go away. It didn't. I pretty much was like on my hands and knees, like I couldn't move. I was in so much pain. And the things that were running through my mind that they kind of did training modules for us on was, you know, could this be an ovary contortion where it's like your ovary has twisted on itself because it's so big and heavy that your movements can do that? Or is it hyper-ovarian syndrome or something like that, which is also dangerous. So I didn't know, and then I was like, okay, like we need to go to the hospital. I could barely get my words out. And then I've never called 911. I've never been a patient in a hospital, but I was like, call 911, and they came. They kind of assessed me. They put me in like the ambulance, which was my first experience, and then they took me to a hospital, and the hospital just did a very brief check and took my vitals, like my blood pressure, my oxygen levels, and like my blood, and then just like said there's no rooms available and put me in the hallway. So we got there at like 1 a.m. This is like, so that was the 7th, and then that was the morning of the 8th after midnight that we were in the hospital. And then they didn't show me a doctor the whole time I was there until 6:30 a.m., which was insane. I couldn't believe that. I don't know, a hospital in America could do that, especially this is meant to be like a good hospital. So that was just mind-blowing. I did have a nurse come in every hour and a half and check my vitals again, like blood pressure and oxygen levels. But anyways, we ended up discharging ourselves because thank goodness, like I had a ultrasound at 8:30 in the morning on the day of the 8th. It's on the same day of the 8th, yeah, at 9:30 a.m. So I thought the hospital would do an ultrasound to make sure it's not these horrible things because I was in so much pain. I would say it was 8 out of 10 pain, and yeah, I don't know if I've ever said anything was 8 out of 10 pain in the past. So anyways, went there, they did the ultrasound, internal and external, and they said everything looked okay. Like maybe your ovaries are just so big because you have so many eggs and it's like pushing other things out of the way. They're like, you know, if you can just tolerate this pain, like maybe you're just really aware of your ovaries and like can feel a lot. So I was like, okay. And then like the pain like had gone away at about 5 a.m. that day on the 8th. And then it came back when I was in the clinic, the fertility clinic, getting the ultrasound, and it got back to 7 out of 10 pain. And then it went away within like that half an hour, and then I was okay. And then at about, I don't know, 6 p.m., the pain started coming back and it started getting worse. And I had to keep going ahead with my IVF medication, which was like 3 injections and a tablet. And then it got to like intolerable pain again, like 8 out of 10. And this time my husband drove me to another hospital that's really close to us, and they were incredible. I only want to go to this hospital now. They took me in immediately. They gave me a room immediately. They did like a CT scan, a CAT scan. I had thrown up at about like 4 p.m. that day, like all of my food, and that felt better because it had more space I was thinking for my ovaries, like if it's so cramped in there, like any space, like any fart, any burp, any like poop, all of this stuff was helping that I would feel slightly better after. Anyways, so after the CT scan, they're like, hey, like you have a kidney stone. And I'm like, oh my gosh, because I was pointing to my right kidney right here, like that's where it was hurting so bad. It's just like, I don't know, that last hospital, the last ambulance we called didn't take me seriously, and the fertility clinic didn't quite know what it was either until the second hospital just quickly was able to figure it out. And I'm so grateful to them. So, and they gave me pain medication because the pain was really bad. And yeah, this was this morning, so we're at day 9 now. And yeah, so it was really good to know that IVF usually is not this painful. Like I somehow uncommonly had a kidney stone at the exact same time, which is kind of crazy, but good to know. It's only a 3mm one, and so they said that if it's 5mm or under, they try and have it pass it naturally, and just like told me to drink water and for it to just come out. And they gave me some pain medication tablets to hold me over. I got the good news today that my follicles, my eggs are all growing amazingly. Everything's on track or even ahead of schedule. Normally people have their trigger shot on day 12. I'm having it tomorrow on day 10. So that's good news. If the stone doesn't pass, I have to look into maybe getting some surgery or something for that. But hopefully it will pass. That's the plan. The pain medication really helps. And like with everything, even the CAT scan, the medications, I always check if it's like okay for the follicles and the eggs. And they say like it's fine. It doesn't affect it, which is good. But yeah, that's updates from treatment day 7 to 9. Hopefully it gets better from here. Somehow still on track, which is great. And yeah, if the right side of your stomach is hurting, it could be a kidney stone. So now you know. All right, bye everyone.